Right, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the biggest mistake I made when completing this garden renovation. So anyone who's been around on this channel for the past few years knows that towards the end of the garden renovation, I installed these box hedges. Now, for the most part, the hedges on this side, I mean, ignoring sort of the one in the middle and somewhat the one on the end, don't look too bad. They look as you sort of would expect them to look after a couple of years of growth. However, on this side, you can see that they're all in an absolute state. I mean, he's doing fine, he's having a boss time in, but you know, the ones next to him aren't looking ideal. I mean, you can see this one, look at the state that, I mean, it's gone. It is completely gone. I could probably just pull out the root systems there, but the plant itself is dead. This one's faring okay, he's not doing too bad. Surprisingly, the one on the end, I mean, as well, isn't doing too bad, but you can just see how much of a state some of them are actually in. Now, there's a few reasons why, you know, these box hedges looking half decent and the ones on the other side are in a bit of a mess, and even the fact that this one is in a mess too. The first reason is because we've got a dog. Now, the one place the dog likes to wee is up against these plants, and any time we have any plants in pots, so for example, down near the front we've got a plant pot, and wees in there always ends up killing the plants that we put in those spaces. He prefers this one in the middle, and he always wees on the end one on this side as well. So, you know, a dog's wee contains a hell of a lot of nitrogen. I mean, if you could bottle it and sell it as like a fertilizer, you'd make an absolute mint. And because it's so highly concentrated with nitrogen, it ends up scorching the plant and causing this sort of thing to happen. Now, it isn't just obviously this plant and the one at the end he wees on. It does wee on most of them at times. However, not every plant is in such, you know, a bad condition like those select few are. So it can't just be that reason. So the sun comes into the garden from this side over here, and these ones spend a lot of the day in the sun, probably about half the day when we get to sort of the summer, and the ones on the end don't see a lot of sun at all. And the third reason why these hedges might be dying off is something called box blight or boxwood blight. Now, I'm not proclaiming to be an expert. I've done a little bit of Googling. I've been on YouTube, watched a few videos, and a lot of people are saying that this sort of thing's happening, then it's a fungal disease called box blight. And from what I've read online and seen online, this fungal disease is passed on through spores, and it's airborne. It's like the moisture in the air, and it's a really difficult thing to deal with. You can buy treatments for it, like little tablet things, but I will be going down to the garden centre in the next week or two to see if they've got anything specific that I can put down to help with this problem. But for the time being, we're going to do what we can today to rectify this problem, because it does look a bit of a mess, as you can clearly see. So what the plan's going to be for today is I'm going to be removing this box hedge. He's going in the bin, getting rid of that one. This one, I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm going to prune it. I'm going to take off all these stems that appear to, be, dying or diseased or whatever's wrong with them. And I'm going to be replacing the middle one with one of the healthier ones that we can see on this side. I'm not going to remove them all today, but the aim is to remove all of these box hedges, because you can just see it now. It looks a mess. It makes the garden look really unsightly, and towards the back end of the summer last year, it just looked really stupid having it look, like the state that it's in now. So the aim will be to remove all of these box hedges, and we're going to fill it with a little bit more compost and have a bit of a flower bed there instead. Something we can maybe change every year, use a small bedding plants, just so we don't block too much of the sun getting onto this lawn, but also as well so we can just add a bit of a splash of colour to the garden too. And you can see we've got lots of these stones down here. If you watched one of my previous videos, I took most of the stones from the top of here, I put them down at the bottom, and I'm not going to be stoning over this space anymore. I'm going to remove the rest of the stones today, so we've got no other stones in there. And you can see the actual soil, it's a really thick, heavy clay soil. So I'm going to use a hollow tine aerator. I'm going to aerate some of this soil, and then I'm going to top the whole space off with compost. So some of the compost will fall down into those holes caused by the hollow tine aerator, and hopefully we can improve the overall soil quality, which, fingers crossed, will improve the overall health of the plants. So there we go, we've removed all the stones, and you can see with lots of holes here created by that hollow tine aerator, which is just going to allow all that moisture from the rain to drain down more easily through that clay soil. But also we're going to be adding that nutrient content now with the bags of compost. But before we do, we need to replace this and do something about this. So this plant seems to be one of the healthier ones on this side, so I'm going to dig it out, hopefully preserve most of its roots and get this one transplanted to the other side. You just see how thick and heavy that clay is. I mean, there's a receipt under this, no, a barcode. Who knows what for? Probably for one of these. But that there is just really thick clay. There's massive clumps of it. It's not nice soil whatsoever. You can see as well how vast that root system is. Well, that one came out so much easier, so much quicker. Let's get rid of that. See, there is part of the plant that is alive still. This bit is obviously died off. So there we go, we transplanted in the plant from the other side. We're going to get on this space now with a little bit of compost, mix it in, and then we'll get on and prune all of these box hedges. So before I prune them, I'm going to put a little bit of bone meal down. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit under each of the plants, and then I'm going to use one more bag of compost just to put a light dusting again around this, because it does say on the box that pets and things can try and eat this. I don't really fancy my dog getting high in calcium and nitrogen today, so we'll do that and then we'll get to the pruning stage. Now the last thing I'm doing is pruning the plants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off a lot of the tops of them. So what I've seen about these plants is that if you take off the tops, they start growing on a little bit more laterally as opposed to vertically. But something like this, I'm going to cut back all of this, what looks like either dead or diseased part of the plant. So this is going to look really bare, but it's going to be hopefully for the overall benefit of the plant. So there we go, not perfect by any stretch, but it looks so much better than it did around about 40 minutes ago. You can see this one, I have pruned it back quite a bit. I mean, I probably should have removed this one as well. I might take a few more pieces off this, I'm not too sure yet. We'll see if it does survive, because there is some green growth on there. Like I said, I'll get down to the garden centre and I'll see if there's anything to sell that actually, helps with this, if it is a fungal disease, which it most likely is. But the rest of them are looking pretty good as it stands. And just a reminder, this channel is called Novice Gardener for a reason. I'm not proclaiming to be an expert. I'm not even sure if this is going to work, but all I know is what I did to these around about 2 years ago wasn't exactly perfect. It's the first time they've ever had a prune, so fingers crossed the bone meal kicks in, the pruning actually works, it promotes that new growth, and we'll see what these are looking like as we get further into the summer. And you can almost imagine what the garden's going to look like with the box hedges on the left hand side and having this as a flower bed on the right. So thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a like, and if you'd like to check out any of my other content, such as my garden renovation videos or any of my lawn sit videos, then head over to my channel, and if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. And finally, thanks for watching.